Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Just a little warning. I've got one little guy playing a game, so you might hear some random noises from the game. And my other one's on a Zoom call, so if I need to go and help her with something real quick, that's why. I feel like most of my videos lately have these warnings up front, but you parents and mamas out there, you understand how these days are going, so at least I'm here. I wanted to talk to you guys today about something that is pretty common. Comes up a lot with my clients, comes up a lot with people before they become my clients, which is the conversation that they want to have with me, which is all about I know what I should be eating. I know when I should be eating. I know how much I should be eating. I know what I should be doing. I know I should be exercising. Fill in the blanks, it doesn't matter. But I know what I should be doing, yet I can't seem to make it happen. I can't seem to pull it off, or I can't seem to stick to any sort of a plan. So that's something that comes up all the time. It's very common. And I want to point out today, I want to make sure that you understand that it is not a character flaw. What's going on is that you have an old operating system in your brain, basically. You've got years, decades maybe, of these old patterns, these old habits, these old connections that you've connected food to your emotions, so that when you are overwhelmed or you're bored, you're stressed, you're with a certain person, you're in a certain location, it's a certain time of the day like nighttime, it's a certain time of the week like the weekends. How many people will say, I do well all day and then at night I just lose it, or I do well all week and then on the weekends I just can't seem to get a grip of what I want to do. And that is an old operating system that you have. You've made all of these connections. These are things that are going on in your brain. So this is less of a stomach issue. This is less of a taste bud issue. Of course, we want to eat things and drink things that taste good, but that's not what this is really all about. This is really all about our brain, our brain's chemistry, our brain's wiring. It's about neuroscience. I always seem to get hair in my mouth when I eat, when I talk. So what this is about is having this old operating system, and then what we do, gosh, I think Jagger just joined Maggie's call, so I gotta just have a half an ear listening out for that. What we do then is we have this old operating system running, and we try to take these new things, these new behaviors, like let's say you want to do keto, you want to do intermittent fasting, you want to become vegan, you want to whatever. Anything that you want to do, you want to start a new exercise routine, you try to take those new behaviors and basically run them in your old operating system, which is the brain, the way that your brain is set up now. And your brain has years and decades of these connections, like I was saying, to emotions and to certain foods, and your neurotransmitters, your dopamine and your serotonin respond to foods and emotions and things in certain ways, and it has become habitual, it's become routine, it's become the operating system that you run right now. So think of it this way. Any new thing that you're trying to do, whether it's a meal plan, whether it's keto, intermittent fasting, veganism, the carnivore diet, whatever, I don't care. Any of those is like a DVD, and you're trying to run it in your old VCR. You're trying to run your DVD in your old VCR. People that are a bit younger than me are maybe not even going to know what a VCR is. It was the thing we had before we had DVDs. We had these video tapes that were this big, and we'd push it in, and most people didn't know how to work that thing. But anyway, if you're trying to take any sort of a DVD and run it in your old operating system, it's not going to play. The DVD might be awesome. The DVD might have all the information that you need. It might have very valuable tools. It might be all the foods that you should eat that are healthy for your body. It might be the exercise routine that's going to work perfectly for you. It might be all the things, all of the great things. But if you're running it in your VCR, if you're running it in your VCR, it's not going to play, it's not going to work. So when you layer those new behaviors on top of these old, deeply ingrained routines and habits and connections that you have, it doesn't matter what the new thing is that you try, it's eventually not going to work. This is why you might have had the experience, like a lot of my clients had, where they've tried all the different diets, they've tried all the different exercise programs, they've tried everything out there, and it doesn't seem to stick or last, and they think that they're a failure. But they see other people's success stories and they wonder how it's working. The way that you have to go about this is to upgrade your operating system. You have to change from that VCR to the DVD player. You have to make the upgrade. So now whatever DVD you choose, for different people, different things work. You might choose intermittent fasting DVD. You might choose this certain exercise routine. You might layer a couple of those things on top of each other and put them together. And those things can all be valuable. But now you're running it in your new operating system, your DVD player, and it's gonna work, right? The DVD in the DVD player is gonna work. And that's where the difference is. You're upgrading your operating system. So how do you do that? Well, that's all the mindset stuff I talk about. I think a lot of times I use this word mindset and people sort of tune out to it because it sounds kind of boring. It sounds a little airy-fairy. It sounds not so actionable, right? When we talk about nutrition and fitness, we talk about eat this, here's this recipe, follow these certain exercises, and here's your almost like prescription. And I think a lot of us want something that's really black and white. Well, I'll tell you, a lot of the mindset stuff is black and white. Thankfully, in the past, even over the last 10 years, we've learned so much in the field of neuroscience. Neuroscience is just going to explode beyond this point, but already up till now, we've learned so much in neuroscience that we kind of know what's going on with these neurotransmitters. How do we break the connection between the food and the emotions? How do we break the connection between turning to food when you're stressed, or when you're in a certain location, or when you're with a certain group of people? How do we make it so that you feel satisfied and happy with something other than food? Because if that's your old operating system, right, and we need to upgrade it, we need to get you away from those things. And luckily, there's some very tactical, very actionable ways to do this. So you break those relationships, you break up those habits, you create new, better habits, and then what you have is this new operating system to be able to layer on top of the nutrition and the fitness and all that stuff, and then it actually sticks, and then it actually works, and you see progress, and you get momentum instead of getting frustrated and feeling like a failure. So this is why I have clients start, and they always like raring to go right out the gate, right? And they want like, tell me on day one, Tara, what I should be eating. And guess what? I don't. Tara, tell me on day 5 what I should be eating. And guess what? I don't. I throw them a few bones here and there for those that really want to get started, like a little framework that they can follow, some portion sizes and things like that. But for the most part, the entire first 3 weeks, we're only talking about this whole upgrading to the new operating system. Mindset. I call it mindset. You can also call it upgrading to the new operating system. That's what we do for the entire first 3 weeks of my program. And then the next 6 weeks of the program, we're still kind of getting into that, but we're getting a little bit more in the nutrition space. We're talking about like mindful eating, basically how to eat. Before we talk about the what to eat and how much, we talk about how to eat. And then it's really 9 weeks into my program, 9 weeks into my program before we ever specifically talk about your plate, breaking down your plate, your meals. Let's go into it. Let's talk about the macros and all of that stuff. 9 weeks into the program, that's designed on purpose. And I know people want really fast results. The awesome thing is, as you're making these changes, think about what your results might look like if early on, like week 1, you're breaking up with emotional eating. It's no surprise that before we even get to week 9, where we're talking about the nitty-gritty of the nutrition details and things like that, it's no surprise that most people have already had a lot of success, a lot of results, and they're very happy with those results. And they're usually surprised, Tara, I haven't changed what I'm eating at all, but why is the number on the scale dropping? Or why are my pants feeling looser or whatever? Well, of course, right? Because if you are taking away that urge to overeat at nighttime, to emotionally eat, the urge to eat when you're not hungry, you're going to all of a sudden notice that you do have these results and you're going to gain momentum. So start with that foundation, and then let me help you figure out what a truly healthy, moderate, longevity approach to your nutrition and your fitness is. And you can imagine how successful that would be, right? But when you start some other program where all you do is you start with your, here's your fitness plan, here's your nutrition, or worse off, you're just dealing with nutrition or fitness and you're not even combining those two things, it's just a Band-Aid, because your issue is not that you have a shortage of recipes at your disposal, right? Healthy recipes. Your issue is not that you have a lack of access to workouts. We all have free access to workouts if we want to, right? We can just Google or YouTube anything we want at any time. That's never the issue. The issue always comes down to accountability, but also, oh yeah, sound effects from Jagger. The issue always comes down to accountability, support, guidance. Yes, there's usually some knowledge there as well, but it is about this whole foundational change your operating system, upgrade that operating system, change over your habits, make sure that you're eating to fuel your body mostly, so that this way when we talk about what foods will fuel your body in the best way, what combination of nutrients and things like that, you're actually approaching it from a more analytical perspective than having to deal with that emotional aspect, okay? Because that's what we do a lot of times. We flip-flop all day long. We're choosing things based on our goals or wanting to nourish our bodies. Like, I'm gonna have the salad with the protein and, you know, the 1 tablespoon of fat, Tara, just like you said, but, you know, and you can be so methodical about it until 8 o'clock hits and you want your wine and chocolate and ice cream and whatever, right? So what happens? Well, what happened is you still have that old operating system running where you're still connecting food to relaxation, boredom, overwhelm, the feeling that you need to take a break. You've got food and drink tied into all of that. And so you're not gonna be able to run any sort of new program effectively or efficiently without changing that over. So that's what the beginning of my program is like. And then yes, it is absolutely a deep dive into nutrition for you. It's always customized. It's absolutely a deep dive into fitness. Everyone gets their own specific fitness routine with demo videos and all that stuff. Yeah, buddy. Oh, cool. That's super cool. So we get, you know, heavy into the nutrition and fitness, but only after we've already upgraded that operating system, so that you can take whatever DVDs I give you and play them in your new DVD player. And then it's a match and it works and it's sustainable and it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. That's what it's all about. Do you guys have any questions about that? So upgrading your operating system is sort of synonymous with mindset when I talk about that part of my program. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.